feeling that. Did y'all get the whole, concept of what he was saying and what's going on? I wanted y'all to hear from a scholar's point. That man has, if I'm not mistaken, he's read over 10,000 books. Literally, he's a powerful man, and I wanted y'all to get him, because it wouldn't have been right for me to start me doing lectures without the man who I'm learning under. So y'all can know that I'm not just getting information out my head. You know what I'm saying? When y'all come here once a month, y'all gonna know, okay, this brother, he know what he's talking about. We already know his teacher. Let the other spectators that come find out, well, how does he know that? You should have came to the first lecture. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the beautiful thing is we're gonna have everything on DVD. That's why we film, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Everything is gonna be on DVD. So when let's say you invite your buddy out, you know what I'm saying? He said, hey man, look, I know you missed the last 3-4 lectures, but you can go to the Truth Bookstore and you can grab them. Or you can go on Amazon.com and you can grab them, or whatever the case may be. I'm even gonna be selling them wholesale to the people that's participants, so y'all can go out. Like you was telling me, those are people, holla at me, because we can get the wholesale thing going on. You see what I'm saying? So y'all can make some bread. Because once you pay the nonprofit, the rest of the money can go in your pocket. I don't care. See, I'm not trying to be rich off this. I'm not doing this for financial gain. This is that's why I made it a non-profit organization. This is something that I'm paying for out of my pocket with the little money that I have, and I'm not rich at all. But I look at it like this. You sow a spiritual seed to get a physical harvest. The concepts that you learn from church and things of that nature, those concepts are true. Now, what you apply those laws to is a different story. If you apply those laws to things that don't exist, like the folklore in religion, you see what I'm saying? You might get, a different outcome. It might be a little disappointed. But when you sow something into something of reality, you're going to get the harvest back 100-fold. The false seed that's being sold in religion is horrible. Y'all know that. It's horrible. I mean, you got more rich people that don't go to church than you have rich folks that do go to church. And it should be the opposite, right? Since, all these people sowing all these great seeds into all these churches. So, we're going to change all that. This is a place where we're going to come. I'm trying to get it to where we get this place filled up to where I'm forced to have it once a week. That's what my main goal is. So that's why I need y'all as foot soldiers to go out and say, look, you need to come to this next meeting. You need to, check this brother out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And because it's not about me, but you know what I mean. Check out what we doing. Because I don't want to just be in this building and we talk. I also want us to do footwork. And I'm going to let y'all know about that later outside, because what's going to happen is I'm getting ready to bum rush the school system. I have an inside link that I'll tell y'all about later, where we're going to get these ideas and these concepts about our culture into the Detroit public school system. That's why I decided to be nonprofit also, because what we're going to try to do is get funds from certain organizations. See, I'm not going to do it the militant way, because that's not the smart way to do it, in my opinion. Okay, everybody has their role, but I'm not about to fall out with no churches. We're not here to fall out with the Nation of Islam. We're not here to fall out with the Moor. If they're on our side, that's fine. What we're not going to do is conform to their belief system. You understand what I'm saying? But we will connect with you for the greater cause, and that's the liberation of our people mentality. Yeah. So, basically, I want to know, that anybody have any questions about anything? You know what I'm saying? Y'all can ask now. You know what I'm saying? It's a good opportunity to ask. Because we just kicking it. We just brothers, and we just kicking.
Okay, I have a question. Have you heard of the Jesuits?
Jesuits, school me.
It's something I've been reading, that Constantine formed to get this religion for everyone to accept. You see what I'm saying? And they fall. I was reading the book called the Committee of the 300, and they was naming all the society.
Okay.
They had the Jesuits at the like way back in history.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Basically, they was you saying to like convince people of
Yeah.
Catholicism, Christianity.
Yeah. They so back in history that they helped to get this Jesus myth, you know, going.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? You know, because that name Jesus, where did it come from? And some people saying it came from the Jesuits. You see what I'm saying? From Constantine, who was one, and they keep it such a hidden secret.
Yeah, well, I believe that. I mean,
You know,
it's so. Yeah. Well, you know, it's so many different strategies that they used to conform us to their agenda. It's ridiculous. We don't even know the half of the stuff, because you got to understand something, people. A lot of the information got destroyed. So the little information that we get now, I wouldn't be surprised at what they did, because the little information that we have, imagine how much information was originally there at that time. It was ridiculous. And that's the whole thing. You know, we don't even know how lost we really are. You got people, they study like, you know, the hieroglyphs, and you got people that study Egypt. Even those folk don't know. Because that generation, when they came and invaded, was destroyed. I tell people this all the time. When the first slaves that came to America, let's say, that first generation knew about African culture. The Europeans did not preserve our culture to tell the next generation. So that first generation of slaves that knew their original culture, when they died, that was it. That next generation is learning what the European wanted them to learn. So we really don't know how lost we really are. So even the little bits and pieces that we get today are just small little increments of what's really going on. If you really want to know what's missing, save up your money and go to Africa. Because a lot of that ancient stuff, and I always tell people, your interpretation of what you see is probably better than the interpretation of a European scholar. Because you have the DNA and the genes and the chromosomes of African people. Why would I listen to somebody that don't have an ounce of African blood in them? No disrespect to their intelligence, but you're just as intelligent as they are. What makes them a little bit more predominant is the fact that they got money and they might have a little bit more information more than you, but that doesn't make them smarter than you. That just means they have some information that you don't know about. But if you go over there and talk to some of them Africans, you'd be surprised on what some of the village people will school you on and tell you. And it might sound crazy, but it's not. Because you'd be surprised how much truth will come out of African folklore. You go over there, you talk to them people, you know, in South Africa, you know, Ethiopia, and original people of Egypt, not the Arabics that's over there right now, talking about the Egyptians. Okay, we ain't talking about them. We talk about the real Africans. You'd be surprised, you know, what you will learn. And these are the type of things that I want to save up for within my nonprofit organization. You know, you get with the right corporation, you know, they give you $50,000 and say, I want your group to go out to Africa. And I'm paying for everybody's trip to go to Africa. That's why I set my thing up the way it is, because I didn't want to miss out on no money. I don't want to be no underground railroad, you know, militant group and don't nobody know about it. And, you know, we say, you know, forget the Europeans. Hey, man, a European might cut me a check. Right. So you can learn about, you see what I'm saying? And as much as oxymoron as this may sound, we want Europeans to come and learn about our culture, because what it is it's going to take away the fear that they have of us. Because you got to understand something. They're in control whether we like it or not. So if we can influence the ones in control, we good. See, we got to get this thing out of our head, you know, the white man, the European. We are smart enough to know that the European can either be your friend or he can be your foe. This is a capitalist country. That means the ones who hold the gold make the rules. White, black, or indifferent. Okay? That could be bad, but that could also be good, because you get a $1 billion black man, you see what I'm saying? What he's capable of doing. You see what I'm saying? I refuse to believe that. I know this for a fact. I'm gonna say this: every black man that got money ain't sold out to the white man. Some blacks got money, because I've met them before. You go in their house and they got African things all up in their crib, and you would never know that they, know about their culture. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to talking to them, like, man, I thought you was Uncle Tom Oreo. He's like, nah, man, I play that game, from 9 to 5, but, I've actually met some brothers like that, and they got money, and they looking for organizations like this to get started. The reason why organizations like this don't exist is it is because the brothers don't have the guts to do it. Who's gonna stand up and talk to, 1, 2, 3 people like it's, I'm talking to 1 trillion people right there? Nobody gonna do that and film it. This is how you plant these seeds. We gotta plant these seeds. We gotta make them grow so we can be an influence. You see what I'm saying? To the community. Because remember this, folks. Every day, our main objective is to make revenue, so you can feed your family, so you can feed yourself. It's hard. They're making it hard. They're making it where money is the God, and you have to bow down to this God, which is money. And I understand that. Get your money, get your paper. But if you go to bed at night and you look through the whole year and you have not done anything for your community, you got to check yourself. So you can't talk about what the European doing and you ain't doing nothing yourself for the community. I set this program up, Campbell Culture and Enrichment Services, to make it easy on the working man to give back to his community. All you got to do is show up. Come here. When you on the outside, be in good influence. Y'all know y'all got a brother like myself who's honest, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna make sure what I say gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? Y'all job is to make sure if we do blow up, I don't get the big head, because I want some brothers around me that's going to be telling me, hey man, that ain't right. Because that's what happened, as you can see with Farrakhan, like what he was saying. I love Farrakhan, but the brother just, in his own world. What has he done? Where's the black banks at? Where are the black supermarkets at? No disrespect to the Nation of Islam. I love it. I got brothers in the Nation of Islam, man, that I break my back for. But that does not negate the fact that there are no black banks. See, let's not, you see what I'm saying? Ain't no black supermarkets. What's up with the crooked police system? The Nation of Islam should come in with the bow ties and bust that on up. What happened a couple days ago with that guy getting shooting going in there? That should never happen. But see, that's what's happened. See, that's called rebellion. See, we can make the guy who went in the police station the bad guy all we want to. The guy that went in there and shot the police, we can make him the bad guy. But see, I've had my own personal experience with the Detroit Police Department. So that's what you call what you sow is what you reap. That's what that's called. See? So whose side was God really on when he went up in that police station? I hate to say that, but y'all want me to keep it real, and that's what happened. Because I've been harassed by the police for no reason. I'm legitimate, bruh. Let me tell y'all something. I got my license. I don't have no warrants out for my arrest. I don't owe no money on no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no tickets or no nothing. Never had a felony on my record or nothing. And to get harassed by the Detroit Police Department when I did. One cop in particular, I call his name is Officer McIntyre, I don't care. He tried to put 2 felonies on my record for no reason. I'm a brother with a clean record, never had a record before in my life. No felony, no nothing. For him to feel comfortable with trying to stick 2 felonies on a brother record for no reason and think it's cool. All the way up until we went to court, he seen I actually had a lawyer that wasn't court appointed. He walked out the courtroom and they dismissed my case because his lawyer knew my lawyer, and my lawyer knew his lawyer. And my lawyer was one of the top 5 in Detroit. See, You never know who you messing with. But see, he judged me because he seen me with a t-shirt on and some Air Force Ones and some jeans. And he thought I was a regular old street cat. Not knowing that I'm a business owner. I do lectures. See, you can't judge people like that. You can't do that. You don't know who you talking to. You don't know what's going on. Just because I wasn't dressed up like this. But he was trying to show out in front of his partner. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you call rebellion. What happened? There's plenty of brothers that feel like what that brother did. Plenty of them. See? So that's why I deal with the mind so much, because when you in that position with the police, if I can get y'all brothers to learn the strategy of the mind, when you're in that position, you can get out that position not by physical rebellion, but by mental rebellion. Because you're smarter than that individual, because you know what's going on. Because you come to these classes and I'm going to school you on what's going on. So when you get pulled over by that prejudiced European cop, you'll know how to deal with that situation. We're not just going to be talking about African history. We're going to be talking about you helping brothers make sure their L's tight. You know, things of that nature. Because that's what's, you know, messing us up. Why ain't your L's tight, brother? That's important. I'd rather take the bus than to have a suspended license. Because I already know what that's going to lead to. See, and that's how we gotta think, because that's how they got us, you know, targeted. As soon as you get pulled over by suburban cops, they think, oh, he ain't got his license, he ain't got his. One thing leads to another, and that gives them an excuse to accuse you of whatever they want to accuse you of, because you ain't got your game tight. But when they pull you over, here go my registration, here go my insurance, here go my license. I'm a hard-working citizen. You don't smell like weed. You ain't got no drink in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You blow their mind. Your car clean. I tell brothers all the time, keep your car clean. It should be boxes and junk and stuff in the back, because you look suspicious now. Women keep their car dirty anyway. But brothers shouldn't be keeping their car dirty. You see what I'm saying? That's just a woman trait. You know. But the brothers, we just got to keep our car clean. Keep that air freshener up. You know what I'm saying? Because when they pull you over, boom. Here go my L's. Here go my registration. Here go my, you know, insurance, things of that nature. I carry around a police clearance. I get a police clearance around every 3-4 months. Do y'all know what that is? You go to the police station, and they give you a letter of clearance. It's only about $8 to $10. Get that. So a police can't run no game on you and say, well, are you so-and-so? Did you do so-and-so last week? Nah. Here go my letter of clearance, officer. It's showing that my record been clean since the date on the letter. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. And that's the type of things that I want to teach these black men out here. You see what I'm saying? Now they can't even fool with you. I tell brothers all the time, you should have a passport. You're supposed to have a passport just to show I can leave this country. You got they don't give passport to felons. See? I know we in this country, but keep your passport. You'd be surprised how these little things, you know, affect somebody's perception of you as a black man. You see, because we have the strength to change what's going on. You know what I'm saying, around us. Remember that. So anybody else got any?
Yes, I have a question. Like I ran into one black man, and he said, well, I don't read anymore. After high school, I'm done with reading. So what do we do to get, you know, our people to read?
That's a good question. They've been trying to get us to read for years. The thing is this, man, you ask him what did he read in high school? In other words, like, do you think that, how's that information helping you that you learned in high school about who you are? You know what I'm saying? That type of person, you got to be real strategic on how you deal with that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Give them some literature. When I notice sometimes when I give people literature, do it in small increments. Like, don't give them a real thick book. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little small, hey man, check that out. You know what I'm saying? That'll be your first seed into that person's, you know, life. Or people that don't like to read, give them a DVD. Folk, for some reason, they don't like reading, but they'll watch something. See? That's how you gotta do it, man. Because the new age that we in right now, it don't matter how a person get it, just as long as they get it, man. because these lazy folk ain't about to sit. Now, I'm a reader. I like to read. I got books. I collect books. I read them, you know, especially old books. That's just my thing. But I don't expect everybody to be, when you're getting this knowledge, sometimes you expect everybody else to be like that. You can't do that. Because you was once lost and now you found. You see what I'm saying? So you got to treat everybody like they lost. So if somebody like him, just give him some DVDs. Give him a little pamphlet and give him a DVD. Say, hey man, check that out. And that's what I'm saying about the DVDs. That's why we're going to have the DVDs. Because you might buy one and give it to somebody and want to buy another one. Because these are seeds, man, that you sowing, you know, into these people's lives. Man, I had people get my DVD and don't watch it for months, man. They called me like 6 months later. They're like, you remember me? I just watched your DVD and I can't believe you said blah, 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 blah. Man, that's good. Blah, blah. I'm like, when you get my DVD? Oh man, it was like last year, man, about 6 months ago. I don't remember who you is, but thanks a lot. You know what I'm saying? It is sit up in their house for a long time, man, and you don't know when they're going to crack that open. They might be bored one day, get done cleaning up, find it, put it on top of their dresser, and decide to watch that. Same thing with a book. But books ain't hitting no more. That's why I like books, because I'm doing something that everybody not doing, which is reading. See? So I like books, because everybody not reading. Everybody looking at the internet. That's as much as they read, you know, the internet. But the internet, you don't know what somebody's sticking on the internet. I like to get books from 1950s or 1960s, whatever the case may be, because there wasn't no internet back then. So 9 times out of 10, they knew what they were talking about. You know, now you got the internet, you got 20 opinions about one thing. You see? So that's what I would do with that individual person. Because I know brothers like that too, and sisters. They don't want to read, but they'll watch something. If you tell them to go to so-and-so website, they'll go there, but they ain't going to pick up no book. You know what I'm saying? So you catch 22, man. Catch 22. Any more questions? Go ahead, bro.
From your understanding, to what extent is the story of Jesus true?
That's a good question. To my understanding, this is what I believe. And the reason why I say it's what I believe is because of the simple fact that we have to understand something. And this is something that I really want to embed in the people that come and listen. There is a difference between, let me say this first, a belief and a fact. Sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people use, like when they're talking about belief, you would think they're talking about a fact. And then you ask them, how do you know that this is factual information? They can't answer that. See? Just because you know the truth about something doesn't mean that something is true. You see what I'm saying? That just means you know the truth about something. We know the truth about Jesus according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But outside of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, what do you have? So all I can say about Jesus Christ is what I believe. You see what I'm saying? Me being raised a Christian, me coming up as a Christian black man, I believe there's a lot of validity to his story, meaning I believe that there was a man that walked the earth. As you know, that there's no J in Hebrew, so it was Yeshua. And I honestly believe that it was more than one. Now, that's my personal opinion. And I believe that these stories got connected some type of way to form the one Yeshua, as far as him having 12 disciples, as far as him walking on water, as far as him feeding 5,000 people, and things of that nature. That is strictly up to what you want to believe. The factual, historical information pertaining to that, there is none. And that would hurt a lot of people's feelings, but there is none. But see, somebody can turn around and say, well, there's no factual information about a lot of things that we call fact. Remember this, man. Literature is never proof. Literature is only confirmation of proof. That's it. You cannot prove anything with literature. Now, you can prove something with an artifact, like a bone, you see, a temple, the things that's in the temple, things of that nature. Now, literature can confirm an artifact. You see what I'm saying? You find an artifact, and then they say, wow, what's this? And then they find something, on a papyrus leaf that says X, Y, Z. Hey, look, this must be this, because this is talking about this. Oh, yeah, you can do that all day. But you can't read something from old times and say this must be true because it was written down, because that was their form of entertainment back then. The same way we got DVDs, they had literature. So folklore was a form of entertainment. They all gather around a fire and they all tell folklore. So at that point in today's time, we don't know what part of Jesus' story is folklore and what part is fact. I believe some of it is factual for the simple fact that the Bible does mention factual people, Caesars and Herods and people of that nature. But that don't mean nothing either, because when you watch a DVD now, they got somebody playing the President of the United States, right? You see what I'm saying? For that time. So we don't know. You know, we just don't know, man. We have no idea. That's the whole point of us getting knowledge. We probably will never know, because you better believe that the powers that be, man, is holding this information. They have something that we don't know, and they holding it so tight, and they just not gonna let it go until something really break off to where they ain't got no choice but to give it up to us. But right now, they holding it as tight and as sacred as they possibly can. So we don't know, man. Okay, 10 minutes? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, now, someone had asked me, okay, now if Jesus is not the one who we pray to, who do we pray to? Do we pray to Asar, Baruch,
Aset? Okay, that's a good question. This is the whole thing. And I'm going to say this in the last 10 minutes. When you're dealing with spirituality, this is what I always tell people. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, pray to the God of your imagination. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Just like John Henry Clark just said in the film, somebody had to come along with the concept of God. And somebody said, your God is better than my God. And somebody came along and created faith. And then somebody said, your faith is better than my faith. See, when is it going to stop? Now, I will say this. Whatever you and whoever you decide to pray to, I hope they black. Because something is psychologically wrong, like he said, when your God don't look like you.
Well, why does he have to be a nationality anyway? I say just pray to God. Pray to the one who created nature. Pray to the one who created us.
I agree with that also.
Put a race on him at all, because he created multiple races.
But if you're going to put a race on him, in other words...
Well, yeah, if you're going to put a race on him, why not have him look like you?
Exactly. See, I agree with her, because I believe it's all energy, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe when you step off into a higher consciousness, that it's not going to be a racial thing, mm-hmm. But at the same time, I do believe that people with pigmentation will have a higher consciousness with people that does not have pigmentation. And we're going to get off into that in another, you know what I'm saying, because that's some about those dominant genes, and nature made that, not me, not Gennaro, not John Henry Clark, not Malcolm X, but nature said that we got the dominant genes. Are y'all following what I'm saying? So that's a whole other lecture. But in the meantime, before we close out, I will say this. If you were to give the being that you worship a face, because it's only natural for us to do that because we're human. We're going to give it a face. If you close your eyes and you try not to give the God that you believe in or whatever source you're praying to, if you try not to give it an image going to pop up. Mm-hmm. And all I'm saying to you is, whatever that image is, I hope it's black. Because see, if that wasn't the case, why did they try so hard to make it non-black? Exactly. See, if what I'm saying is not true, how come hundreds of years and hundreds of years and tedious work has went to making sure that Jesus' face was white? And
that's what people always try to say. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, why is he white?
Yeah, if it doesn't matter, why is he white?
If it doesn't matter, why is that?
As long as he white, it don't make no difference. But as soon as you paint him black, it's a problem. So my thing is this. I look at it like this. If you are praying, you know what it feels like when somebody steals something from you. So why would you steal something from somebody? So if you praying to a God that believes in folks stealing from each other, that ain't the right God to me. Are you see where I'm going with this? Yes. So my thing is, whatever energy is righteous, that's what I'm going to roll with. But if I have to give righteousness a face, what I'm saying to you is that face will be black. That's why it's important to do what we're doing right now because we have to get back to our culture. Our culture tells us who God is. The closer we get to our culture, the closer God is going to become clear to you. Because you're going to find out what we did not do. You're going to feel like he said, there wasn't no women's lib. We didn't throw away our old folks. There wasn't no old folks home. That's European. We respected our elders. We respected our black women. Our black women didn't have to rebel and have to go, oh, they got more rights than us. That's some European stuff that just came on the scene a few hundred years ago. Women's lib, orphanage. What? African threw away their child, like he said. That don't make sense. But now you got orphans, right? Orphanage. They got the movie, The Orphan Annie, back in the day. We didn't have that in Africa. People took care of their kids. And like he said, if one kid act up, another parent can whoop their butt. Because we had that connection. It ain't like that no more. Why? Because Europeans making laws saying you can't even spank your kid. You gonna go to jail. How somebody gonna do that? And don't think we the first ones don't think we the first ones to be abusing our kids either. See, they try to make it sound like, the abuse came, so we had to put these laws. We didn't start that. All this stuff you see right now, yeah, they did that. All this stuff you see, homosexuality, child abuse, drugs and things of this nature. People crack me up talking about blacks are the problem. We the problem. Who created the handgun? The first handgun